How do I remain the alpha male in a group of friends?
Remain the alpha male. What is the alpha male? The alpha is typically the leader. He's the one that drives the fun bus. He's the one that has all the great ideas. He's the one that typically has the great connections. He's the one that typically, when there's a party, he brings or he invites the girls over, or he's got the party favors, or he's got the kegerator in his place, or he's got the full liquor bar. It's be a master of ceremonies. Be a guy that likes to tell stories. Be a guy that holds court. Be a guy who's interesting and has an interesting social life and has an interesting life. One of the things I've always liked to do is I've always liked to entertain. I always, so I have a lot of cool things because I've got lots of friends and family and people that got little kids, and so I got video games and stuff like that. So especially during the holidays when people come over, especially the parents and the adults want to hang out and catch up. And then when you got video games and other things to keep the kids busy, keeps the kids happy. You got pizza in the fridge, and it's nice because then it's easy for the parents to feed the kids with some of the frozen stuff that you got. And back in the day when I was in real estate, I had my house. I had a hip roof, and in the middle of the hip roof there was a loft that ran the whole length of the entire house. And on one end I had an office, and the other end I had a full liquor bar there with a sink and an ice maker, and had a couch, had bar stools, in the bar area, had other seats. And every time when we would go out, all my friends would come over to my house. We would drink, maybe smoke a little bit, and then we would go out and have fun. And everybody loved coming over. And then even after parties, when the clubs or whatever, the bars closed down, or maybe we all just went out had a big dinner and a bunch of us went on double dates or whatever. We come back and hang out at the house, do a little drinking, maybe do a little smoking, and got plenty of guest rooms, so if people drank too much, they can crash there. And if you got a cool house, a cool apartment, and cool things for people to do, make it the base of operations, and you have everybody come to you. That's a lot more fun. Always be the guy though that's leading and coming up with the ideas and doing things of that nature, and then people will look to you. One of the interesting things you can always do, that say you're in a circle of 5 or 6 people, and what you can tell everybody to do is, say you got 5 or 6 people in your group, and you're trying to decide something, and then so tell everybody to put their arms up, and all the way up, and point at the ceiling. And then when everybody's pointing at the ceiling, then tell everybody all at the same time, say, pick somebody in the group as the leader. And so all the people will put their hands down and point at somebody, and somebody will end up with a majority. And you can do that, and pretty much everybody always points at the leader. And so that's how you always kind of know who the alpha or the leader of the group is who the most people point at. It could be 5 people, it could be 50 people in a circle, and it's always neat to do that. So if you're in doubt as to who's the alpha, that's something fun to do.
What if you just go yourself?
Or people can't make up their minds. It's all right, we're going to appoint somebody as the leader, and then they're going to decide what we're going to do. And so everybody points at the ceiling and just go, okay, now point at whoever you think the leader is.
I mean, yeah, as an alpha, besides being that one guy that drives the fun bus,
alpha leads, beta follows, in essence.
Yeah. So I also think that if you want to have the alpha male mindset, I would tell you, honestly, be humble about it, because there are guys out there that just saying that boast and bask in their glory about, oh, I'm an alpha male. They'll just brag about it. But really, either they're actually alpha males or they're just all bark, no bite.
Yeah, alpha males don't go around bragging that they're
exactly.
an alpha male.
Exactly. So
that's why the finger pointing thing is so powerful. I learned that at a seminar one time, and because everybody instinctually, humans know who the leader of any group is, and if you've never done that with the people in your group, and you say, I want to do a little experiment. Let's all point at the ceiling, and then I'm going to give you some instructions once we're all pointing at the ceiling, and we'll all do it at the same time. Is everybody ready? Great. Everybody point at who you think the leader is, and that'll happen, and every time they'll point at whoever the most dominant person is in the group. It's a fun thing to do, especially if you think you're the alpha of your group. When you do something like that, and then everybody points at somebody else, then obviously you probably weren't the alpha. What it really means is you have to be unapologetically yourself. You have to be who you are, live and speak your truth. And if people don't like it, they can fuck off. If people don't like that you use cuss words, they can fuck off. And so the important thing is you got to be who you are. What you should be is not important. But just saying be yourself, well, if you're a geek and you're dorky or you're weird or you say weird, awkward things to girls and you think that that's normal or being yourself, and you start doing that, you're going to turn a lot of the ladies off. And so being yourself, you need to be your masculine self. And most guys know a certain amount of behaviors that it takes to be attractive to women, but most guys do not know all of them. And so a lot of times a guy trying to be himself is displaying a lot of unattractive behavior. That's why a book like mine can help guys out to figure out what it is they're doing that's turning women on that they were not aware of was turning them on, and also what they're doing that turns women off that they were not aware of. And so a big part of that is awareness. It's really being yourself, but being the best, putting your best foot forward, your best qualities forward, your masculine qualities forward, because we've all seen the same propaganda and TV shows that basically teaches men to act like women and women to act like men. And so if a guy is already acting like a girl, you say, oh, just be yourself, and he acts too effeminate, well, the women are not going to like him, because a lot of women do that. They'll give the just be yourself advice to a guy, and then he does that, and nobody wants to sleep with him because he's displaying so much unattractive behavior. So there's a qualifier, there's the fine print when it comes to being yourself.